Yay, guys! Zohran won W. I covered it last stream, as you guys saw, so I wanted to yap about it a little bit. So all this crying about 2%, they're crying about 2%, and they're crying about, like, the main points of his campaign were, yeah, fast and free buses, freezing rent on rent-stabilized apartments, trying to put a city-run grocery store in each borough for cheaper food, and then, universal childcare. And I'm like, I don't know, like, what kind of ghoul do you have to be like, oh my God, universal childcare? Fuck that. Like, God. I guess, like, some people, they just want even if they're already disgustingly rich, they just want every drop of money they can have. Like, they do not care how it affects other people. But even if you look at it from a selfish standpoint, like, a healthier, more economically productive society that would come from these things would benefit them in the long run. How many women got pregnant in the last 2 days? LOL. But another really viral moment was that he called out Trump and everything, because Trump has been absolutely tweaking out over the win. So this is like the end of his acceptance speech, which was very good, very emotional.
It's not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one.
Hi, Theta.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I
Turn the
have 4 words for
volume
you.
up, as he says.
Turn the volume up.
Yes, King, yes. My mom texted me and she's like, that Zohran guy is very inspirational. Reminds me of MLK, because, like, my mom was alive during MLK. And then she was like, I hope he does not get shot like MLK. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I am scared of his safety. But no, so many, like, MAGA people are also talking about, like, contesting his citizenship, because he came here from Uganda when he was 7 and he's a naturalized citizen, and then he was raised in New York. And I'm just like, God, imagine you're such a baby to a loss that you're like, no, let's see if we can revoke his citizenship and denaturalize him. It's ridiculous. Free rents always come back to bite future generations in the ass, though, when somebody halts it and people have to face market value. For instance, in so many EU countries. Yeah, but at the same time, like, what would come to bite people in the ass, or is biting them in the ass right now, the fact that, like, the average New Yorker cannot afford to live. Like, what is the actual, I believe it's 4.1K. What does the average New York City 1-bedroom cost? So Manhattan, average 1-bedroom is 4.7K to 5 grand. Brooklyn, it's 3,500 to 4K. Like, exactly, right? So then you think about the people that aren't, like, absolute, earners in tech and in finance, all the regular people that, give the city culture, help the city run, all that work, all the jobs that these fintech bros don't want to work. Like, where are they supposed to live? Like, where are their families supposed to live? What do they start at, though? Insane ones bring up the average. They start around that. I mean, I'm a New York City renter. I looked at the prices. Yeah, that's quite accurate. I mean, I have a lot, like, one of my friends just rented a place in Brooklyn, pretty new building, and it's not a big 1-bedroom. It's like a 500 square foot 1-bedroom, $3,900. I know if you haven't been here or you haven't spent any significant amount of time here, I know it's hard to comprehend, but that's what I mean. It's like they're pushing out anyone who is not ultra rich. Because the whole point of New York is that, like Ellis Island, all that shit, New York is built on immigrants. New York has so much, like, rich culture, and it's losing that culture because the people that give it culture can't afford it. Who is they? Just being picky where they want to live. Just be a bridge tunnel person and commute. No, it's still extremely expensive even then. And also, like, why do people have to live a million miles away from their jobs to be able to afford it? Like, they shouldn't have to do that. Anyways, here are the poll results. So Zohran, 50.4% in the end. Cuomo, 41.6%. Sliwa, 7.1. Who the fuck is still voting for Eric Adams, bro? So it was amazing seeing over 50%. And I was, when we were streaming at that bar on the TV, 4 of the main groups that came through, which actually I'm a part of all 4 of these groups, are renters, Asians, college educated, and under 30. So let's go. Cuomo can't catch a break. Well, maybe he shouldn't be a piece of shit. Cuomo's a Democrat, but then, he lost the Democratic primary to Zohran, and then he ran as an independent. But then, the Republicans used to shit on him. But then when he became the adversary to Zohran, then they started, propping him up, and all these big donators and, Bill Ackman, the Estee Lauder family, all these people, just because they're like, we don't want to be taxed more. But yeah, here's the borough distribution, if y'all are curious. Not surprising. Not surprising. Brooklyn, Zohran, Manhattan, Zohran, Bronx, Zohran, Queens, slightly lighter Zohran. And then, of course, Staten Island. Staten Island has always been known as like this hyper-conservative area. Staten Island is the op. I was tricked by all the Curtis signs in my neighborhood. Zohran won my district. Yeah, I guess it was just like your neighborhood was a little bit more conservative. I feel like politics is a total scam. It quite often can be, but this was a rare W after so many bad things have happened lately. And it's like in light of like a huge, people are kind of calling it like a blue wave. People actually keep memeing. They're like, woke is back. There's this meme that was like, woke is back. You have a new pronoun deliverable by Friday. What's your guys' new pronoun deliverable going to be? Because there was so many blue wins. New Jersey, blue win, Virginia, blue win, California, Prop 50, Pennsylvania, blue judge, all that. So Trump made a comment, and then he said he was better looking than him. And then apparently he also said he was like better looking than his wife. I was like, bro, you're like an 80-year-old man. Why are you trying to compare your looks to like this young couple in their 20s and 30s? He's a much better looking than the communist candidate, which like he's not even a communist, but still. He's a troll. He's just so like, he's just, remember when like even like shitty politicians, they had like a degree of decorum? It's just decorum does not exist. He'll always be a diva. He's such a diva, bro. He shouldn't be in politics. He should be on RuPaul's Drag Race. Get him out of power. If only he was not born to like a rich, powerful family. It'd be interesting to see if Trump tries to interfere in New York. I feel like that'd be such a bad strategy. Well, he says he's going to cut funding to the city, but it's ridiculous. I think he's also upset now, too, because Zohran is obviously not going to be so easy on ICE. Like, he's not going to let, ICE come in and just attack people, no warrants, no IDs, all that. Now that NYPD is now under his control, he's not going to allow them to do that. And I know that's going to make Trump very upset. Does New York need a mayor? I think so. Maybe NYPD will do their job now. Bro, when me and Brandon were walking past all these NYPD officers, like Brandon was like playing this game where he was trying to guess all their BMIs because they're so chunky. And he was like, what do you think that one is? Like a 28? And I'm like, oh my God. You see that people are pretending to be ICE and kidnapping and raping women, no consequence, fucking terror. It's literally like, there needs to be some laws in place. Like, you can't go and just grab people off the street without identification. And there's also been a lot of mysterious quote unquote deaths in detention facilities. I saw this one tweet that I think is so accurate, and it was like, if you join ICE or you stand with ICE, you are the same people that would have turned in Anne Frank. And that is so incredibly true. Because it's not even about like left versus right. Like, they're literally masked people going and kidnapping people on the street with like no warrant. Like, you can't. They took my friend's local ice cream man in West LA for 100 days, and he has a family. I watched this piece that was like so sad. They took this woman who was, going through the immigration process legally. Like, she got taken at like her green card appointment, which they've been doing. Like, they've been camping because they have a quota. Like, they have a quota. I believe it's like 3,000 a day or something to fill of arrests. And she had just given birth to a baby, and her husband, who's like a white American, he would bring the baby to her in the detention facility so she could breastfeed it. What dystopian hell is this? Cuomo apparently also did not call to congratulate Zohran. Only Sliwa did. So it's, at least he has some tact there.
What happened? Hey, what happened? I thought that 9/11. Her son loves 9/11. What happened? What happened? I thought that was a successful campaign strategy. What happened? Bitch. Andrew Cuomo, fuck you. Suck my dick, Andrew Cuomo. Pac-Man, Bill smokes crackman. Fuck you. Yo, what happened?
I was outside the building during this, LOL. Cuomo ran ads that like was just like Hassan is a terrorist because he said America deserved 9/11 and he is friends with Zohran, so therefore Zohran is a terrorist. And then the Cuomo campaign also ran ads where they actually increased the length of Zohran's beard to make him look more quote unquote Muslim and to make him look like scarier to all the Islamophobic people. So that was like the Hassan response to that. He was like, you try. And if anything, like Hassan's associated with Zohran only helped the Zohran campaign because Zohran got so many votes from the youth. The Cuomo campaign ran these ads because they're trying to, make him look more Muslim, air quotes, more fear-mongery.